Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. I hope this video finds everyone in good health and spirits. So, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and she told me she had a conversation with a male friend of hers, and she said that she wanted me to make a video about the topic. So, here it is. The topic of conversation was what we have to offer when we enter into relationships. I feel that there's nothing that I'm going to ask of my partner that I don't already come equipped with. Long gone are the days that I see the potential in someone and I choose to date them based on the potential that I see. And the reason for that is because just because you see the potential does not necessarily mean that they acknowledge they have potential. And if they don't acknowledge that they have potential, then it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be a long, hard, stressful road because you now become somewhat of an authoritative figure, or you become emotionally drained. You're emotionally drained because you're giving all of this energy to making sure you reassure this person that they're going to be successful and they can do it, and you're providing them with resources. You're doing all the legwork, but you're not getting any reciprocity. Nobody is. If you're the one that is heavily into making sure that your significant other is good, then who is making sure you're good? You know what I mean? So with that being said, when I enter, as I said, into any relationship, I want to make sure that we're somewhat on the same even planes. Anything that I require, communication, honesty, understanding, loyalty, just to name a few, those are things that I expect back. I definitely need initiative. I need someone to be able to take initiative. I don't want to have to tell you what to do all the time. At some point, you should know me well enough to know that, okay, she would like this, she wouldn't like this. Let me do this, let me not do this. If I have to dictate to you, or if I have to constantly tell you what it is, that becomes a problem for me. And granted, everyone is not used to taking the lead. However, I can only speak from my experience in this statement. I have a problem following someone that cannot demonstrate to me that they know how to lead. And a part of knowing how to lead is taking initiative. You have to think ahead. You have to be able to problem solve in your head and come up with possible solutions, and not just one solution, multiple solutions, because the first time it might not work, the second time it might not work, but all in all, you have to be able to make executive decisions. And if you can't make an executive decision, I cannot allow you to lead. I've come way too far doing these things on my own to sit back and allow someone to drive me off of a cliff. It just doesn't make sense. So for my men, when you are looking for a mate, when you're looking for your significant other, before you do that, take a moment to self-reflect and self-assess. Look at what it is that you really want. Don't think about the right now. Think about long term. Because I find that some men are into women that will allow them to lead, and they'll stay at home and they won't work and they don't do any of the above. They're as people say, the women to be kept. And that's fine if that is what you're into. But make sure that you are able to keep her at all times. If you can't keep her at all times, then maybe you need to shift your thinking a little bit and think about someone that you can possibly build with, and they have their own. Or even if they don't have their own, it's not a battle for them to work to help you. These things are important. For my ladies, the same applies for you. If you meet a man and he is down on his luck, pay attention to how he is handling being down on his luck. Is he sitting around and sobbing? Is he making moves? Is he taking and using his time wisely to be in a better position? Or is he just taking this opportunity to whine and talk about how the world is down on him? You know, these are things that you have to take into consideration. Situation reveals character, and these are character flaws. We all have our character flaws, and it is up to you to decide what flaw it is that you want to deal with, what you're going to stand for, what you're not going to stand for. Respect big. How I choose to embark in any journey is just to be observant, to pay attention to people's actions and movements, and I take it from there. So I know, for example, for a fact, I do not and I cannot do the lying. I feel like if you can lie to me about something minute, then there's no telling what you're capable of lying to me about. Because if something is not warranted to lie about and you're lying at that point, then that is a part of you. That is your character. And while I understand that some people have history that telling the truth didn't work for them, so they felt lies are better, I'd rather us be transparent. Let's be transparent with one another, and we'll work from there. It's not always going to work that way, and I completely understand that. However, something simple, it doesn't warrant it. So if you can't tell me something simple, how can I expect you to be honest with me when things are big and need to be addressed? Overall, I would just say the first step in making sure that you get who it is you're looking for is to assess you. I can't stress that enough. Become self-aware. Acknowledge who you are. Acknowledge your likes and your dislikes. Don't look for anyone else to validate anything about you. You validate yourself. Get to know you, date you, have fun with you, know where you want to be, know what you expect. And I'm using the word you, and I'm making sure that I emphasize that word, because that is what it is about. It is about you. Once you are sure of who you are and where you want to be, things start to shift and they'll change, which means that the energy in which you attract will be different. So think about that, figure out what you want, and make a move. Everything is not for everyone. And the most important thing that I want you guys to realize and acknowledge is that you will not be for everyone. For every million people that like you, there's one person that is going to find something about you that they don't like. Don't take it personal. Move on with life. You weren't for them. Don't change yourself to be for someone. Either they appreciate you for who you are or they don't. Have a good day, guys.